So hello, I'm Kevin Briggs with Simarn Solutions, and I'm speaking with Heather Burdick, who's the Chief Nursing Officer of Southeast Colorado Hospital District in Springfield, Colorado. And in Simarn Solutions, we're trying to help wherever we can uh, rural and critical access hospitals who have a challenge getting talented staff for roles and need them for a little while, but maybe not forever. And that's what we do. And that's kind of what we've done here. They've gone through an EMR implementation and had a few challenges with it and could really have used some at the elbow support. So we brought in one of our people, Tasha Brooks, to come in and help. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But more importantly, Heather, I'd really like to hear your story a little bit and kind of hear some of the challenges and idiosyncrasies of rural health and community health, some of the challenges that you guys face. So if you had to list out the top two biggest challenges of rural or critical access health, what would they be?
The lack of resources and the lack of able bodies.
Yeah. So what happens when you can't find good talent and good resources to get the job done?
Well, what generally happens, in my past experience is one person becomes 3 or 4 different titles. So
Well, you have two titles yourself, don't you?
I do, I am the chief nursing officer, of course, for the hospital, and I'm also interim nursing home administrator for our long-term care in our cottage, that's attached to the building. And, I also cover the floor when open shifts are needed, usually on night shift.
Yeah.
I'm also the recovery nurse whenever we have procedure days and wherever they need me to be. So,
Well, I tell you, as we've wandered the halls with you and some of the other people on your team, it sure does feel like whatever needs done, that's what we're doing today.
yeah. Yep, that's usually how it goes. I
Yeah.
may come into work and think that I'm gonna get a lot of office stuff done, and we may have a trauma that gets activated, and then we're in the ER for the next 3 or 4 hours, so
You kind of have to be ready for anything, the boring day or the really exciting day.
yes.
Yeah. How long have you been here?
So I was actually born and raised here in Springfield, so I've moved away, and, I've been a nurse for 19 years now.
Oh, no, wonderful.
I was a nurse first, when I finished college in Oklahoma for about 5 years, and then I moved back home. So I've been back here now for 15 years.
Oh. Is that a pretty common story that people that work here are from here and this is home and they want to
Yeah.
help here at home?
I would say majority of us are born and raised home bodies here, or we are transplants because we married somebody that is from here.
Yeah.
So,
In a lot of ways, community hospitals feel like family businesses.
and there is a lot of family. Without that, if that was completely against the law, there probably wouldn't be a lot of places open. So everybody is related somehow, it seems like.
Yeah. So tell me, I know that y'all had a challenge or two with switching from one system to another, and it's never easy.
No. Unfortunately, with us, I still haven't figured out the whys behind a lot of stuff, but we were one of the shortest implementations that our vendor has done. And our vendor was bought out by another firm. So, of course, they were going through that transition also. But where most people get 12 to 15 months to like do an actual full implementation, we got 6 months from beginning to end.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. And during that time, we went through uh, our CEO that had been here for years left. Our interim CEO came on board, and then we had Rex finally came on as our permanent CEO back in December. So we went live with our new EMR in September in the middle of all of that, and it was pretty much a disaster from the get-go.
Ouch.
Yeah. It appears the charge master was not correct. Our pharmacy was built wrong. Things weren't talking to each other like they should be. Just not good. all around. Unable
Goodness.
to get bills out, unable to get charges to drop.
And if you're like any business, if you can't get your bills out in a timely manner, that's disastrous.
Absolutely. And we were tying up, ending our, I want to say 5-year construction, remodel. I mean, it was initiated and started and planned prior to COVID. And then we finally got it implemented. I think it was summer of 2023. So, of course, why not? Why not implement a brand new EMR in the middle of construction and all the,
Do that too.
yeah,
You know, it's not like we're busy.
not at all.
Goodness. So I guess it was kind of timely that Tasha was walking the roads through Springfield and stopped at the hospital.
Yes, very, very convenient. And it helped that she wasn't an actual employee of our new vendor. So
Do you feel like it was nice of her to have a little perspective, not being
yeah,
an employee of the hospital, not being an employee of your vendor?
yeah, it was. Just because she doesn't have those ties, and I guess you want to call it commitment to our vendor. Like her commitment was to help us and not without having to worry about offending our vendor or someone down the line with our vendor. Her ultimate goal was to help us get better. So
Yeah, and I don't think anybody wants to basically say this is all fault. These things are hard, no matter what the circumstances, and it sounds like very much a lot of the circumstances were anything but optimal.
right. No, if it was going to be against us, then if we had any good luck, I don't know where it was.
Well, I like to think Tasha's good luck. I mean,
It was the good luck.
yeah, we worked with her in creating the issues list of all the outstanding issues, and my goodness, it was something like 200 or so and growing. And every one that gets eliminated, you put two more in its place.
Yeah,
And,
that was about right. But
and
she's done really good to help us solve some issues and do some workflow, getting the workflows lined out better. She's really helped the providers a lot, showing them the tricks of our new EMR and, making things flow right for them and not making their job so hard.
yeah, well, if the doctors aren't happy, nobody's happy.
That's true.
But it's more than that. If the doctors aren't productive,
Then none of us are.
nothing's happening.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that she's been able to be at the elbow for them. And she's been at the elbow for you and your other nurses too, right?
Yes. She has watched us do how we work in the new EM. She's watched us with some of our workflows. She'll troubleshoot, problem solve. If she doesn't have the answer right away, then she'll find somebody that can help her with the answer.
Yeah.
And if she absolutely can't, then that's when we submit an SR. And she's been really good to help with that.
Well, I know from our perspective, we're thrilled to death to have her as part of the team. We try as best we can to get the best, most talented people we can.
Yeah.
And we sacrifice a little bit of margin to make it as palatable as we can for smaller organizations like this. So moving forward, do y'all feel like you're getting more and more independent of needing to rely on her for support and issues?
I do. Things are finally starting to flow a lot better. We know more areas of the chart, able to navigate around better. So yeah, things are definitely falling into place.
And you said a second ago, she's created best practices and tip sheets for you as well.
Yes, she has.
How does that work?
So she will see if we were or weren't doing a workflow correctly, or maybe we were missing a step. And she basically would line out step by step for us. And so that way, some of us were missing steps that we didn't realize we were missing.
Yeah.
And she put them out and they're like complete with screenshots. So we know exactly what to look for when we're doing the process.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
I don't think you know about this, but I showed a copy of this to Rex this morning. We're trying we're kind of trying to create a virtual Tasha, where
Okay.
basically we put in the best practices, we put in the tips, and have the AI spit out the answers, if you will. And the only thing that the staff needs to know is how to ask a question.
Very nice.
But it's not something that's going to be there tomorrow, but it'll be there soon.
Right.
You know, it's interesting. Even in the best of circumstances, you have the process on how you did it in the old system, and then you have the process that you need to do under the new system, and that's just a real tough transition. Did she drill in or dig in much as far as identifying how things were done in the old system and translating into the new system?
Not so much, because the old system, it had stopped supporting hospitals like a long time ago. Maybe she did on the clinic side. I mean, we were with a different system before.
Yeah.
The old system was very clinically geared for the outpatient clinic. And they had stopped supporting hospitals several years ago. So I don't think there was too much. I mean, we basically didn't have very good workflows with our old system. It just wasn't functioning anymore for us.
Yeah.
So she probably did on the clinic side, I would say.
Well, your new EMR is a good system. It's been around for a long time. It's been battle tested. With all things, it's how you implement, but you should have a better experience because, you know, it's geared for, you know, rural and clinical or critical access hospitals. I really appreciate you spending some time and sharing the stories with me. Is there anything else that might be an interesting story to share that's unique about what you guys do here at Southeast Colorado?
Well, I mean, whenever things big go down, everybody stops and drops what they're doing, and everybody's all hands on deck, and we get the jobs done. We have very little resources at times, but we come up with our own resources and we figure things out. So we have a good success rate of stabilizing and treating, and, you know, we keep what we can and we stabilize and get out and save what we need to with the rest. So,
well, when I wander the halls, I see you guys taking care of patients, and you can tell you guys care.
yes.
And it certainly feels like, you know, when something's going wrong, you all grab a piece of the rope and start pulling. So
That's how we blow around here.
it's great. Well, Heather, thank you so much for doing this with us, and I hope this hasn't been too horrible and painful.
No, not at all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.